Are you ready? Hey, think you can tell us what to do? You think you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready.
What is going on, everybody? It's Tuesday night. You know what that means. We're here on the Retro Wrestling Revival. We're going to have a great time tonight. We're going to talk the most entertaining wrestlers in the history of professional wrestling from our picks and your picks. I'm John Wangland. Joining me, as always, is my partner, Mr. Richie Reardon. Richie, what's going on, partner? What's happening?
Oh, not much, brother. There's been a lot of unfolding events today, and, it's been crazy in our world and stuff, and I'm glad we got a great escape in the Retro Wrestling Revival show. Our Tuesday night show, it's our favorite night of the week. We get our great group that comes out each and every week. We're going to have some fun tonight, cover some great topics, and, have some people join and just have great conversations tonight, man. So I'm excited. It's scorching hot out here in Phoenix, Arizona. 116 degrees today. About 109 right now as we speak. So it's been a hot one today.
Man, that's crazy. It's about 60 degrees here. I'm wearing a sweatshirt right now.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
It's definitely not like that here. I don't know how you stand that type of heat all the time.
Brutal. Especially on a roof or in an attic, dude. Trust me, it gets killer, dude.
A circle of hell in there, right?
Oh, dude, I'm telling you.
It's Tuesday night. You know what that means? Some Retro Wrestling Revival.
Yes, sir.
Perry Saturn is the GOAT.
Perry Saturn. Here we go.
We got another GOAT, Rance.
Here we go, Ram.
You're welcome, Devon. Get the muffins. Who will be found entertaining us? Kerwin White, the best golfer ever. Will Rewind return? We got a stack show. He is here. Rewind is here.
Hopefully we get to see him tonight.
We'll see when we open it up at the end. What's going on, Jude? But it's a dry heat, he said, right?
It's a dry heat.
Jeremy's here. Great way to cap off a long day. Jeremy, condolences to his family as his aunt passed away. He was at a funeral today, man. So prayers to Jeremy and his family.
Hey, man, I'm glad you're here tonight, and condolences to your family, man.
We're going to brighten those spirits up, Jeremy. That's what we're going to do.
Absolutely. That's what this show's about.
Yeah, we're going to brighten those spirits up, man. We're sending our love to you, brother, 100%. And, yes, it is Tuesday Night Titans 2.0. I like that.
Oh, man, Tuesday Night Titans. We're going to have to rename this show.
We might have to on that for Tuesday. It's our Tuesday Night Titans series.
Tuesday Night Tasmanian Titan series.
Yes. Well, if you guys, are watching this with us on Tuesday, welcome. If you're not, and you're listening to this on Saturday on WDJY, then you need to come out on Tuesday and join us. We got a great crowd. We always say it every week. We always have a blast, and put this over as, our favorite night of the week. So it's going to be a good time tonight. But I got to start off with a little heat tonight.
Oh boy,
you were pissed last week. All right.
Yeah,
you were pissed last week about the potential for Conor McGregor not going.
Yeah.
There was a injustice to an American hero today. Okay.
Kurt Angle?
Even better.
Bobby Walker?
Even better, bro. I would like to personally say that I'm very disgusted. I will never, ever, ever eat a Nathan's fucking hot dog again.
Oh, bro.
Joey Jaws Chestnuts has been barred from the 4th of July experience. How did they?
Yeah, but it was his own fault, dude. He wanted to eat Impossible hot dogs for the contest.
He is Joey Jaws Chestnuts, a living legend.
Bro,
he can do whatever the hell he wants. He saved.
If you're gonna have a hot dog eating contest, you gotta have an actual hot dog.
Bro, he saved it.
Based fucking pussy boy.
He saved them last year. They wanted to cancel the contest in the pouring rain. And
if you're gonna be eating hot dogs, bro, you eat all beef. I don't care who you are.
It's because of his sponsorship. That's all. It was because of his sponsorship with them that they sponsor him. That Nathan's couldn't tolerate this. Okay,
I'm just saying, bro.
He's a legend.
He's a soy boy.
You don't want heat with me right now.
He's a soy boy.
I'm pissed at my hero Joey Jaws Chestnuts not being allowed in. Having a vegan hot dog is like getting.
I bet you Taz can out eat that dude.
Forget the curveball, Johnny. Give him the heater. Bring him the heater, Ricky. Hey, Daniel. Okay, I got to call Richie out on something now that he's calling my boy Joey Jaws Chestnuts out. Uh-oh. He doesn't get there. Give him the heater, Ricky. He doesn't get it. You know why? Richie has never seen the movie Major League.
Never seen Major League, man.
Never seen Major League. What the hell's wrong with him? I'm telling you. What's wrong with you?
I've missed a lot.
If it's real hot dog wieners, Sonny would win hands down.
Dude, that's for sure. Sunny days.
Sunny days for sure. Hey, Chris, what's going on? Hey, want to throw out a big shout out to Chris. I was on Chris's show this last Sunday. We had a great show. It's called Angled Conversations. Everybody get out and check it out. Interview came out today. It's on all major podcast outlets. Find them on Facebook. Man, what a great group of guys with Chris and his partner, Johnny Wisdom. And I had a blast on Angled Conversations. So you guys definitely need to go check out their show. They put out a great product out there. They're just getting started, the podcasting game. So please get out and check out these guys. Yeah, 100%. Time for Kobayashi to win again. Kobayashi doesn't want none of the smoke, Jason. He's afraid of Joey Jaws Chestnuts. Let me just say that.
Man.
Bet he would watch if Taz was in it.
I'm telling you.
Never seen Major League. I'm going to have to log off now.
Oh, boy.
Rewind says, never heard of him. Only legend I know is Taz.
That's okay. Rewind, that's why we love you. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
He is the gift that keeps on giving. But I hope this injustice stops, and I hope that they let Joey Jaws Chestnuts. Did you see what he did last year? They wanted to cancel the contest. Joey Jaws Chestnuts said, no way.
I can't say that I've ever watched a contest of seeing how many wieners a man can take down his gullet.
Dude, it's an art form to watch these guys.
I'm sure it is, but I'm not watching.
They're dunking the buns in water and shit.
Johnny, I like you. Don't change that.
They're dunking the buns in water.
You're making motions you shouldn't make on the show.
You got to see his entrance. Okay?
Family friendly here.
You got to see his entrance. At least you got to see this guy's entrance when he comes out. They give him like this 1.5 minute long like diatribe. It's tremendous. They need to bring him back. So they need to enter Rikishi in the contest. He might win that. Jude says it's reminded me of my ex-wife now.
Oh boy.
Jeez,
we are going off the rails already. This is a hot show already.
We always do. That's the best part about it. We always do. So, well, let's talk a little bit about some modern news first. So, did you see this today with this Canyon is the GOAT? Who's better than Canyon?
Boy.
Everybody. No, nobody. Sorry.
Obviously Taz.
Yeah, we all know Taz is the GOAT now.
Taz is number one.
It's been established here on the show. So NXT, did you see this chick with this chick they brought out named Sexy Red?
Sexy Red, yeah, isn't she a rapper or some shit like
I
that?
have no
Or
idea what she does. She looks
I know she
just
banged Aiden Ross for money or something.
she looks like a fine quality individual. So
There's some
right,
heat with Booker T, huh?
Booker T's he's got heat with me for his commentary. He's a friggin' worse, that guy. I can't
Yeah.
stand him on the mic. He's just he's awful. So this sexy red chick had brought a lot of controversy over to NXT already. Shawn Michaels is trying to kind of put her over already, and they're giving her a big feature with Trick Williams, their champion. And then it comes out today that she was arrested on
Nice.
Thursday, right before arriving in the airport. And there's video cam footage that was on TMZ today.
Of course, those freaking turd balls.
You knew it was going
Oh
to
my
come.
god!
So there's video footage of
You guys
her.
are
She's attacking people, and she's taking the things that rope off the they put the rope off the area, the big metal poles. And there's a video of her trying to bludgeon somebody to death with this
Nice.
metal
You're
rod.
just trying to have a hardcore match. It's okay. Just making the gimmick serious. It's still real to me, damn it.
Oh, bro, this was right before Battleground too. Can you believe
Yeah.
that shit, man?
Yeah, she was
You
starting
can't make this
Battleground,
stuff up,
that's
man.
all.
She was ready for Battleground. She was
Yeah.
looking for a hardcore match like
Get
this.
Sexy Red a contract. If Jimmy Uso can get busted 20 fucking times, why not Sexy Red?
I
once?
guess so, man. But you got to see this footage of her. It's embarrassing to see these, like the way that some of these people act.
Right?
Like it really is. Booker T is trash on commentary. Good Lord, I watched NXT the other night, and it's just brutal. I would agree.
It is brutal.
Chris said it's very convenient that the news about her arrest came out after her NXT appearance. I know, right? They just magically and ironically enough wait for that to happen.
Yep.
So, and this is why you guys leave to go get scratchers and cigs and never come back.
Right.
It was a hardcore match in the airport. You guys got to see this.
24/7 title.
Yeah.
24/7/11.
The 24/7, 365 day a year title that R-Truth
Yep.
has, man.
Yep.
But so she apparently, is in some hot water now. I guess over that.
Fantastic.
We'll see how it goes. Nothing really to note from the Battleground pay-per-view. It was pretty stock to what we kind of all thought it would be. Jordan Grace had a good match with Roxanne Perez, but of course the Impact Stars did not go over, as we kind of knew that would happen. But
Yeah,
apparently WWE is trying to buy out her contract to get her to go
Nice.
and work for WWE. So
Nice.
we'll see if it happens.
Yeah, Ricochet is departing the company too.
That was number 2. What do you think about that?
I'm happy about it because WWE didn't know how. Taz is the only real hardcore champ. Yeah, for real. He'd have beat Sexy Red's ass with that and bludgeoned her, and Taz missioned her to death.
Yep.
Anyway, dude, this guy always gets me. Ricochet, yeah, he's leaving WWE. I think he was used wrong in WWE. I think he's going to fit better in AEW, and if he makes a TNA crossover, great. There's a lot of wrestlers he could do really good with, man, like Kenny Omega and people like that. I think it's a good matchup for him. So
Ricochet's dead. He died last night. Did you see Braun Breaker take him out last night on
Yeah.
Raw in the clips?
yeah,
Boy.
there was people making mashups of the Real Glass thing with
with
Real Glass.
with Jack Perry.
Jack Perry.
That's tremendous. I mean, Ricochet to me is a great performer, but
He's terrible on the mic. We can all agree with that.
he's dreadful. He has zero personality whatsoever, in regards to
Mhm.
his character. I mean, the guy can work though, like
Right.
100%.
Absolutely.
He can work fantastic, but I don't see it as a big loss for them, bro.
I don't either.
Yeah. He was doing nothing anyways.
He was doing nothing, but if they would have used him properly, it would have been a big gain for them too.
Yeah.
Ricochet is a star when you let him be one. I think he needs a mouthpiece.
Yeah. Yeah. He definitely needs a mouthpiece. That's for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of great matchups for him, over in other promotions and stuff, but it's just going to be that. It's going to be matchups, and that's really going to
Right.
be it,
Yeah,
He's a great
I'd
wrestler.
love to see him go against Kenny Omega again. That would be awesome.
Sure. Or Will Ospreay or something
Will
like that over
Ospreay,
there.
yeah.
They got Okada. Him and Okada could be fantastic, but what are you going to do? Like other than that with him, unless you get him a character to, or somebody to manage him, because his character development isn't there. He's a great worker.
Don Callis, I think, would be a great manager for him.
Oh, he could be a great one, but could he be a heel? Do you see him ever being able to be a
Yeah,
heel? Okay.
100%.
Was he a babyface in Lucha Underground?
He was a babyface until Vampiro got with him, and then he became a heel.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Actually, Conan introduced Prince Puma into Lucha Underground. They had Conan as his manager in the beginning.
Interesting. Can Ricochet's annoying ass girlfriend leave with him? She's awful. Some people love her. I think she's okay. I just think she overdoes everything. She's the announcer. That's Samantha Irvin.
Yeah, the shit with Cody Rhodes was a little done up too.
Where she's crying and stuff.
You say my name one more time.
Yeah, I'm like, it's too much for me. You're a ring announcer. You're no Howard Finkel. When people were saying, "Oh, she's as good as she's better than Howard Finkel," I was like, "No, she's not. She's not better than Gary Michael Capetta or David Penzer."
It's so horrible.
Yeah, like no way. Nice tribute to Ray and Kevin Nash, Lawn Dart. Boy, what's the name? Braun Breaker's got a hell of a future to him.
Yeah, he does.
That kid he's something special, man. Did you see the footage from him when he ran from the crowd and just pounced on him and speared him in the ring a couple weeks ago?
I did see that, yeah.
Dude is fast, man. He's got some star potential too. So he's a great wrestler that will get about 2 to 3 matches, good matches in AEW, and then be forgotten in a month or so. Yeah, I would think so too. Chris is about Ricochet and Ospreay. I mean, they had a great match before from what I've heard. I've never seen it.
It went to a draw. I would like to see them settle that.
Give him time. Taz was muted for the first few years, and look at Taz now.
Oh, boy.
Vampiro's in the NWA now. Yep,
yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. One of my favorites.
You've seen some of his stuff in the NWA, right? You said it's been
been really good. It's been really good. He's actually lost a lot of weight from the time when he was in Lucha Underground. He was struggling with a lot of addictions and things like that, and so he finally lost the weight, and he's actually back to looking like himself again. So it's really cool to see.
Ricochet is Orange Cassidy's new best friend. Book it. Do you like Orange Cassidy, Richie?
When I watched AEW, I did. I don't know what he's doing now, but in the beginning, yeah, I popped for him a lot and stuff like that. But I can see how a gimmick like that would get really stale pretty quickly. They've probably overdone that to nauseum at this point, I'm sure. She couldn't hold
Lillian Garcia's tampon bag. I love it.
Pat McAfee. Jason's on fire.
He's on fire. He said the heat out tonight. That's what it's all about. Pat McAfee did a kick-ass job after she left to go be Ricochet. Yeah, I heard that, Chris. Pat McAfee is a little over the top for me sometimes, but
I'm not a big fan of Pat McAfee.
Yeah, I like him, but he's a little over the top sometimes for me, But I do like him for the, I hated him when I first saw him wearing those stupid shorts all the time, and then he kind of grew on me a little bit. But
yeah, absolutely.
He's not like my all-time favorite. Rewind says no, but she's definitely better looking than Finkel. That's not hard. Rewind, all right?
That's not hard at all.
Orange Cassidy is AEW's version of The Undertaker.
Come on. Come on.
I don't know about Orange Cassidy. He's okay, I guess, but
it's not going to be long-lived for him, unfortunately, I don't think. I think eventually it'll get too stale for people, and he'll be like a Santino Marella.
I can't buy him as like some, big baby face, or big player over in wrestling. I just can't do it,
Right.
Just for me, I just can't do it. Yeah, Orange Cassidy gets Paldro on the ring steps and then bounces right back up. Then a few weeks later, he gets punched and can't get up. Great AEW booking. Look how much they protect him, yeah. Because Tony Khan, he's like Tony Khan's pet project,
Right.
I bet Orange Cassidy pulls mad something. I'm not going to say because this part's on the
Come on, Rewind. Family friendly here.
Well, only the first hour is family friendly. I'll try not to read or say too many bad words, so... I'll try not to say too many of them, but I don't know. We'll see what happens with Ricochet. I wish him a good career, and he definitely put up with it, but I'm sure he made a ton of money over there too.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
I'm sure he
definitely more than any indie bookings he's ever had before. I'm definitely sure on that.
He's going to be a hot commodity wherever he goes. They're definitely going to book the shit out of him on stuff, so it's definitely going to work out well for him, I think. And I'm sure he's made a ton of money, and he's had 2 beautiful girls since he's been there with Casey Catanzaro and with Samantha Irvin. So I'm sure he's doing well for himself. And always, it's okay, Rewind. We slip up too once in a while, buddy. We'll go on the last 30 minutes or so. We'll do that. Orange Cassidy is one of the pillars of AEW. Perry Saturn is the GOAT. You are welcome. Perry Saturn, Moppy.
Yep.
You a fan of Moppy?
Moppy was a good time. Yeah, there was some comedy in that, man. But Perry Saturn's one of those guys that I never thought hit his peak in wrestling. I thought he had a great look and stuff, minus the eye, obviously the crooked eye. But Perry Saturn, when he was in WCW and he was taking on the Flock, and breaking away from the flock. That was one of my favorite storylines he was ever featured in. He was like a dominant force when he had the TV title and stuff like that. He's one of those missed opportunities that I've always thought about in wrestling. Like, they should have used him more,
Yeah. Yeah, I always liked Saturn. I always thought he was great.
He had a great look, a great moveset. He was believable. He was a ranger, Army Ranger that, did all kinds of combat jumps and stuff like that. Like, the guy was a believable character,
Yeah, he's struggled a lot since then. He's had a lot of mental health and drug issues and stuff,
Sure.
and I hope he comes out on top. Does he go back to AEW as Prince Puma? I don't think so, Jeremy. I'm sure he owns the name to Ricochet, because didn't he use Ricochet beforehand?
He used Ricochet. He's used King Ricochet. He's had quite a few names.
I think Prince Puma, a lot of people wouldn't know that aspect, or that time of his career at least, because Lucha Underground was really kind of like a hidden thing for a lot of people. They didn't get an opportunity to see it, so I don't think he'll go back to as Prince Puma. That's just my opinion, though, Jeremy.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, you think he'll stick with it too?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Lodi from the flock. Lodi was real funny, Jason. We'll talk about our some of the entertaining ones here in a minute. I thought Lodi was funny with the signs and stuff. Moppy was actually a punishment for him, and he got it over too, dude.
And he did get it over.
And that's the crazy thing. He got over a freaking mop.
Yeah.
So Moppy versus Head. What a battle.
Did they ever have that match?
I don't know. I don't remember. Did they ever have it, guys?
Cool.
Perry Saturn
really cool.
In dress changed the game. I mean,
dude, I actually had the unreleased figure of Perry Saturn in the dress, and they canceled that figure before it came out, with transgenderism and all that kind of shit.
Really?
So,
I didn't know that even existed.
yep. It's one of the most controversial figures that came out in the 2000s.
Wow, I didn't even know that one existed.
Yeah.
Okay. I know they did it later on with Big Vito, and I think that was probably Big Vito's crowning time in his career too. I mean, he had a good run in ECW and WCW, but when he did that at WWE, he actually got it over too, and people liked it. And he was getting some of the loudest pops. So I don't know. It's interesting to see if somebody just runs with something sometimes, how they can make it entertaining and fun. So,
absolutely.
But it's hard. Not everybody definitely can run with a shitty gimmick sometimes and work with it. So,
yep.
Anything else in the news that you can remember that you want to talk about for the modern stuff?
No, that's pretty much it for that, man. I didn't really hear much about anything else. But was there anything else that was breaking that we missed?
I don't think so
either.
Yeah, it's been kind of a slow week for the most part from what I've seen. When Ricochet and leaving the WWE is kind of taking over the headlines for a little bit, that's when that.
Well, let me pose a question to you based on that. Who do you think's next? Because I tend to believe that Shinsuke Nakamura will be next.
I don't know how long his contract is. Oh, here, Jeremy's got a good one here. So, hold on. Rewind says more controversial than Rowdy's blackface toy. Yeah, they took that one.
Oh, yeah.
It's worth a lot of money, too.
Worth
Rewind.
A lot of money.
It's worth a ton of money if you can get it. I actually tried to buy that one, but the prices on it were insane on that one.
Very insane.
Insane. But Jeremy says Natty is apparently leaving WWE. It came out today, actually, too. Good point, Jeremy. You sent that to me earlier. That says that she's planning on leaving potentially. I mean, once again, take this for what it is. It's from the dirt sheets, but get Natty Neidhart out of here.
Yeah, I mean that's when you say Ricochet is not a huge loss, he could be because he could have been a pretty good star, but Natalya, you're not really losing much.
No, I to me, she's always been nothing happening, no talent. Natty Neidhart to me, it's the same thing for her for 20 years.
I loved her as a manager when she was with Tyson Kidd and stuff. It was cool,
$2,500 on eBay, Jude said, for that figure.
Oh yeah,
insane.
I believe it.
I guess I should have bought it for like $500 a few years ago.
Right. There was a lot of good treasures we had. I still have quite a few good ones. Matter of fact, Matt Cardona is going to be out here pretty soon. I actually have his ring-worn jacket. I'm going to go wear it when I meet him.
He still owes us a favor.
It'll be pretty funny.
He still owes a favor.
Yeah.
I
have his stuff from his last Long Island Ice.
Long Island IZ.
His last episode where he breaks his glasses and stuff. I have all that. So I'm going to wear it all when I go meet him.
That's great. Is anybody bummed about Natty leaving? I'm sure not. I'm just going to say that. I'm not. I don't know about you guys.
No way.
So you were under the learning tree. You are welcome. Perry Saturn is the GOAT of the Radicals. Let's see. Nakamura has won one match this year. Yeah, it's pretty freaking sad to see.
It is sad.
Nakamura is such a talented guy, and he was doing actually really good last year. And then they push him for a little bit, and then they forget him.
Yep.
One match in
Pretty sad.
in the entire year for that guy, like Jason said, pretty insane.
It
What
is
do you
insane.
think is next for Jeff Hardy or the Hardys in general? I think they're pretty much over, Austin. You know, I know Matt's taking on Moose this week at the TNA pay-per-view, but I think that, you know, bring him into Impact, you know, maybe let him do a couple one-offs since they're doing this merger with WWE maybe, but
I don't want to see the Hardy Boys together anymore.
it's done, you know.
They've done the bring them back every, you know, it's like Jesus Christ. We had it at WrestleMania. That was the golden moment. Like, leave it alone now. You know,
Mhm.
you get broken Matt Hardy for a little bit longer, have him retire, have Jeff Hardy come in, do Willow if he wants to do that or something, or just be by himself. But good Lord, man, it's ran its course, you know?
Yeah. Rand says Matt Hardy and TNA, Jeff, they'll tag one last time. I'm sure they will, you know. I don't really, we've seen it enough to me. That's just my opinion. It was kind of sad to see this last run with them there. You know, I know Jeff has been doing well and beating his struggles, but he just doesn't look the same. Jude said send him back to NXT. He'd be a good trainer, you know. He'd be a great trainer. I mean, Jeff Hardy is a tremendous talent. Matt is too, you know.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see them both as trainers. I mean, if they think they still got time, then, you know, by all means, it's not my place to tell them when to retire or anything like that. But
Exactly.
you know, I don't want to see him really anymore. And I love the Hardy Boys. But that's just me. Jeff is singing now. Yeah, what is his group, Jude? You know, I've heard a few of his songs.
Is
Terrible.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Yeah, that's why I like Jude's putting it in quotes, singing now. So it's bad. You know, I
mean,
can't
if Taz
imagine.
can be the GOAT on this show, then I guess Jeff Hardy can sing. I don't know.
Hall of Fame run one last time in WWE or no, I think that it's ran its course, Austin. You know, I think, you know, they'll get their flowers one day in the Hall of Fame, of course, but I don't think you're going to get another big long run with them there. They don't have it anymore.
They don't.
It's a new generation that they need to bring and be pushing through. So for me,
Sure.
that's my opinion on it. We know Taz is the GOAT, Rewind. So let's see. Chris Karam. Hey, Chris, what's going on? He said
Chris.
Matt would be a good trainer because he understands psychology interviews and he's always been a good explainer. Like when you listen to shoots,
and he's very creative with his characters, right?
Oh, for sure.
For him to reinvent himself with that broken character was incredible. It was genius.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're absolutely right. I think he would be a great trainer.
Without auto-tune, he does sound horrible. I think I've only listened to a couple of the songs of his a few times, and I think that was enough for me. Like I definitely had no urge to want to be listening to his stuff at any point in time.
Right.
It just didn't do it for me. And let me say, I'm a big Hardy fan. I always have been. You know?
Yeah.
I love the Hardys.
The Father Time doesn't wait for anybody. Even the Undertaker,
us.
after a while, you know, he lost it in the ring. Everybody loses it eventually.
It happens.
And
It's inevitable.
It is. Michael Jordan, you know, he's not as great as he was at basketball anymore because he got older. It's a thing to go through, you know.
Maybe the WWE will do another Sledgehammer album. God,
what was the Sledgehammer album?
I don't remember. They've done so many of them through the years. Their albums are never typically that great. So, but definitely not any big ones. Clash anyone watching Clash at the Castle? I think AJ Cody I Quit match is going to hopefully be a classic. I'm sure it'll be a great match. It's this weekend, right, Jeremy?
Yeah, it is this weekend.
Is it this weekend? Okay.
It is.
I got completely wasted with Jeff Hardy in Pittsburgh a few years ago after a pay-per-view. Boy can drink. I bet. I hope he's staying sober now. It was right after the Pie album. Okay, see, I don't even know any of these.
The Pie album was great. I actually had Val Venus's awards that he got, platinum and gold. For
Really?
the WWF Volume 5. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
It's 2:00 on Saturday for Clash at the Castle. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm not going to be there. I'm working on Saturday, so I'm working out of town on Saturday, so I'm not going to be able to watch it live or anything like that, but I'll definitely catch the clips afterwards. You know, these, overseas PLEs, they do kind of suck because it's really hard in the middle of the day to, be sitting and watching WWE. So,
right.
Fun fact, Be Real from Cypress Hill did a song with Taz. Really?
We'll have to listen to that. We'll have to listen to that,
We'll
Rewind.
check that out. We'll see if you got a link, Rewind, send it. Bet he can't
And
outdrink
Rewind,
Jimmy Uso.
If you want to come on and do some karaoke at the end of the show, Rewind,
we are going to open it up to call-ins right at the end. So we're going to open up to call-ins at the end, like we did last week.
Rewind,
so
you said you'd be on last week.
There you go.
This week you would come on. You got to come on.
10 DUIs. I'm sure he can drink. Why can't he drink and has to carpool with everyone he travels with? How was the midget wrestling show, John? It was wonderful, Rewind. I can't believe I didn't even mention this. It was a blast.
The pictures were great.
It was a lot of fun, guys. If you ever get a chance to go out and check out, it was called like Little Micromania, I think it was called, and they had one of the characters from Hulk Hogan's Micro Wrestling that was there, Meatball, and he is a meatball and then some. And they had Huggy the Pimp Midget.
Huggy the Pimp Midget?
Yeah, Huggy the Pimp Midget. He was pretty hilarious. They had Flying Ryan. I'm trying to remember all the names of them. They had a midget that was dressed like Nails in the orange jumpsuit, and they had a female midget coming out with the nightstick as the prison guard and stuff. The show was raunchy. It was fun. It wasn't politically correct at all. They even opened up the show with the midget referee coming out with the American flag, and they played Real American by Hulk Hogan. So that got me right off the bat. So it was great. Yeah. It was a lot of fun, man. It was definitely worth the time for sure. It was a really good time. So I had a blast. We were they packed about 1,200 people into this place too.
Wow, 1,200 people showed up for that.
Yeah, they had more people in that than NXT had at Battleground this weekend, and AEW has on just about every one of their weekly Dynamite shows. Sorry, I couldn't resist doing that one.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun though, Rewind. It was a good time. So
Shots fired.
Shots fired. Jeff was drinking bottles of Crown. I can imagine he probably had more than a few bottles. He probably had more than a few bottles, Jude, for sure, especially when he was drinking. But tonight's topic is the most entertaining wrestlers. Okay, so let's give a little criteria here for this. Can be anything. Can be in the ring. It can be comedy. It can be fun. Doesn't mean shit if they've had a million title runs. Doesn't mean that they have to, be world champion at all promotions or a main eventer in any way. It's whoever you find as entertaining, the most entertaining wrestlers in history. It could be WCW, ECW. We know Rewind's going to pick Taz, but why are they entertaining? I want to hear your thoughts on that. So, Richie, I'll kick it off. And Daniel mentioned them earlier. I'll give you an interesting one. Chavo Guerrero, okay? Wow. Chavo Guerrero, all right? So I'm going to go with Chavo first. There you go. Two characters. Pepe, when he came out with that horse, was hilarious. Pepe will last forever in my heart with that. And Chavo made this deranged, crazy man that he was at the time work. And then Kerwin White, he gets saddled with this awful racist gimmick, and he made it work with Kerwin White.
Yeah.
And he would come out with the golf cart. You had, Dolph Ziggler, eventually Nick Nemeth come out with him as his caddy. And unfortunately, Eddie died. And that's kind of ended the Kerwin White thing. Not that Kerwin White was going to go very far anyways, but I thought Chavo was absolutely hilarious with Pepe and when he did the Kerwin White stuff. Were you a fan of it?
Yeah, I love Chavo Guerrero, man. I love the Pepe stuff. I've always said that he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. His stuff in Lucha Underground was cool. ECW, for a lot of years when they did the reboot, he had to carry that load over there as kind of like the mentor or the person that's been around the longest. Chavo Guerrero is a great wrestler, man. He's a great worker and he's comedic. When he did with Eddie Guerrero in the tag team in the SmackDown era and stuff like that, that was a good time, brother.
All right, Rewind's going with, he said Teddy Hart was the most entertaining wrestler of all time. Look at this highlight reel. I'm not gonna say he's the most entertaining of all time, but his in-ring work was phenomenal. That's for sure. And his outside the ring antics leave a lot to be desired.
Dude, this guy never sees us.
He brings the gems. I want to see this guy on camera later.
Dude,
I hope Rewind does pop onto the camera later. Teddy was a good worker.
Teddy Hart.
He was a good worker. That's about all I can say for him.
I mean, if you like crash shit wrestling, yeah, that's great. Fuck. I can't even go. Like Taz, I can, you can try to. Wow.
Moving on. Jason says, I'll go old school. The Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov for money. Sheiky, baby. And then Nikolai Volkov singing the national anthem all the time. Yeah. Russian national anthem. Great heat between them. The Iron Sheik, man, it's a shame we lost him last year. That guy always had so many fun moments for sure.
Right. Absolutely.
What do you got for one? Give me one for you.
I'm gonna go with the Road Dogg Jesse James, man. No matter what gimmick he was in, he always got it over. The guy wasn't physically in the best shape or one of the wrestlers that you would think would be a world heavyweight champion, but he had the ability to become that one day, and it was because of how entertaining he was to the fans and stuff like that. If you go listen to, when he was in the New Age Outlaws, or even when he was, by himself, and he would do that opening every time, the "Oh, you didn't know," he got some of the loudest pops back in the Attitude Era. When he was the roadie with Jeff Jarrett, that helped get Jeff Jarrett's gimmick over and brought some comedic relief to that, because we all know how horrible that was for a good while. Road Dogg is one of those guys that you put him in there. It's like how Austin would stun everybody and stuff like that. But Road Dogg, he just brought that, and that's how Austin got over, was him being that brawler and stuff like that. But Road Dogg, he just had to use his voice, man, and it made it entertaining as hell.
Oh, you didn't know?
You didn't know? Those were, can you agree with me? Those were some of the loudest
Sure.
pops.
Oh, they loved the Outlaws at that time, bro. They loved the Outlaws. All right, Jude's got a good one I like here. Eugene. I thought this was a great gimmick for Nick Dinsmore. I know maybe, not everybody likes it. They think it's wrong. I don't care. Nick Dinsmore played a fantastic character with Eugene. And Eugene was highlighted for years on the show.
Right.
Stuff with Bischoff was great. What'd you think of Eugene?
Eugene was good. I could leave it or take it. The stuff was good and entertaining and stuff like that, but it wasn't one of my favorite moments in Raw history. I think it was more of a filler.
He had a good run, that's for sure. He had a good run for himself.
He got over more than anybody ever thought that would have.
100%. It went on for a long time. Sergeant Slaughter as a commissioner. I don't like Sergeant Slaughter as a commissioner. I thought he was boring, Rand. That's me, though. What did you think of that era with Sergeant Slaughter?
Well, I'll tell you that who made that entertaining was Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
They sure did. When they brought the mask out with the windshield wiper on it for the spitting on him.
Acting like,
Yeah, we just started. Me and Chris just started on these series with on our Monday Night War series that we do. We just started with Slaughter as the commissioner a couple weeks ago. So yeah. So you couldn't pay enough. You couldn't pay people enough to act like I was retarded like Eugene. They really made him play that up, though, for sure. Did. Imagine if they tried that today, like with somebody to have to play them a disabled character. It would definitely not go over. That's for sure. So
right.
Jeremy says the Road Warriors, their interviews always made you believe someone was going to the hospital. Their matches were always solid. Love the Road Warriors. Yep. No doubt about that. Road Dogg and Rockabilly. Rockabilly.
Really? Yeah.
Boy, what a dark point in his career was Rockabilly. But Rockabilly brought out that feud with the Road Dogg, which led them to getting paired together, and it formed the New Age Outlaws. So I think it worked out well for both of them, because they're both Hall of Famers now and still going in the wrestling business today. So
absolutely.
All right, so I'll throw another one at you, and it's going to be the focus of our show tomorrow night, and it's going to be the Wrestling God, JBL.
That guy does not get enough credit in wrestling history, dude.
His 2004-2005 run is some of the best work.
And you were saying you didn't get to see a lot of it, which is a shame. You were on deployment and stuff like that. But let me tell you, man, that stuff with Eddie Guerrero and him was some of the most legendary shit that's not talked about and not given enough credit for.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man, if you didn't like that stuff back then, there was something wrong with you as a wrestling fan.
I've only been able to see it on highlights, because 2004 to 2005, I was gone for almost the entire year and a half time frame. So I was gone almost all of 2004, and then I was gone till mid to 2005, came back for a few months, and then I was gone again overseas for another year. So I literally spent all that time gone. So I caught it all through clips through the years. And the match we're going to do tomorrow is the bloody match from Judgment Day, and I've never seen it.
Well, I'll tell you what, WWE did what they do best, and they picked times in our culture and our reality of what we're going through in life, and they used the immigration stuff that was going on during the Bush administration.
Sure.
To kind of pick fun at Eddie Guerrero a little bit, and JBL is this, rich white oil tycoon from Texas and stuff like that that's in New York now, and stock exchange, genius and stuff like that. Dude, they played it great to a T, and I'll tell you what, man, it was some good moments in that.
They foreshadowed things pretty well, don't you think?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Jude makes a great point. You don't have Bradshaw without Eddie. Eddie and Bradshaw feuds were legendary. Like I said, I've only seen them by the clips through the years. I've never seen the matches, so I know they had some classics. I've just seen the clips, and I don't know. I love JBL. I'm always been a JBL guy and a fan of his work in the ring and that wrestling god stuff that he would do. The big oil tycoon coming out. I mean, you can't beat it. The guy's fantastic. And JBL's cabinet.
Who could forget who could forget his song, man?
Hold on there as you mentioned that.
Oh wait, are we doing it? There we go. Dance up. Come on, guys.
You gotta love it. I already had it loaded up for tomorrow's. The Wrestling God, JBL. Love him. So tomorrow night we're going to watch Judgment Day, and it's going to be Eddie versus JBL in what's many consider the most bloody match of all time, or one of the most bloody matches of all time. The Great Muta. One of the originals to bring the Japanese style to America. You could have had a match. I love the Great Muta. What about you?
Great Muta is the inspiration for one of my favorite characters of all time, which is Vampiro. So, love Great Muta. They were tag team champions over there in WCW. Muta had a legendary career, man. You look at the titles that he carried multiple times over and over again. How old is he now? What is he, in his 60s?
He's in his 60s. He just retired a couple years ago when he got his Hall of Fame nod last year.
And the thing of it is it wasn't like he was washed up when he retired. He could still fucking go.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't miss a step. So
he had the greatest Hall of Fame speech of all time too. Thing was about 10 seconds long. It was done.
Yeah. Oh, is that why it's your favorite?
Yep, pretty much. It was. I don't speak much English. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. It was Ric Flair.
Were not a fan of Hillbilly Jim's Hall of Fame speech at all. I remember.
Oh, the thing went on for like 4 years. It's still going on right now.
Or Larry Zbyszko.
Larry Zbyszko and Hillbilly Jim's speeches. Yeah, they're literally all going on. Mr. T still thanking his mama somewhere too. Yeah. I'm all about giving people their time. But not that long. Tajiri, you love Tajiri, and I do too. But you love Tajiri.
Tajiri's incredible. Oh, dude, when I'm watching back some of this Invasion Angle stuff, him and Austin had some of the most legendary promos, dude. Go back and watch that shit if you want to laugh, man.
Oh, tremendous stuff. And Tajiri's still going to the
station.
Tajiri. We watched that on a show a few months ago.
We did. Yeah. It was hilarious.
It was like Funniest Moments or something we were watching that with. I love Tajiri. What about you? What's another one for you? Hit me with another one.
Okay, so I got to go with Kwee-Wee. I'm just kidding.
Oh, you're not a Kwee-Wee fan?
No, I got to mention somebody that everybody would mention on their list. And, I know this is somebody we've talked about over and over, and this is a group we've talked about over and over. But, when you're talking about most entertaining wrestlers, and I just mentioned, a big part of that group, you got to go with DX, man. Whether it's Shawn Michaels and Triple H, whether it's, Triple H's rendition of it with X-Pac, Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, and Chyna. They were the quintessential entertainment in the Attitude Era. I mean, those guys were kind of, on the level of NWO. They made it cool to be bad. And I know that's like cliche and corny and all that, but it was a cool group, man. And I remember, getting in trouble as a kid in school and doing the crotch chop, the suck it in school, getting detention and stuff like that for that. Like, they made it cool to be bad, and DX was one of the most entertaining groups of all time. So you can't have a show like this and not mention DX.
The DX Nation parody is one of the funniest things in the history of professional
wrestling.
wrestling.
It got taken off of there.
Yeah, it's one of the funniest things in professional wrestling history.
It is.
So it's just fantastic. So Terry Funk's fight with Chicken as a Glove and WCW as Hardcore Champ. I don't remember that one. Which is longer, Hillbilly Jim speech, or Alex Mania, Mr. Perfect Kid, Royal Rumble run-in. Yeah, it's still going on right now. Curtis Axel still has not been eliminated.
Dude, Jason, come on, man.
Disco, come on. Disco Inferno had some funny moments, though, too, bro. I love the whole shit with him and Alex Wright as the dancing fools.
I guess.
It was funny, bro. I thought it was really funny. So.
I could have done without Disco Inferno in my life.
A lot of people could have, so...
Especially it was the person after the fact, like
he's a pile of shit human being for sure.
Dude,
so but as a character, he had some really funny moments for sure, though. Stuff with him in the Wolf Pack.
The Blue World Order was funny. The Blue Meanie and stuff like that, and crazy Stevie Richards, and I got to go with the BWO. They were funny in ECW.
Great one. Yeah, I'll cover this one next because he's right on the thing. Jude said Santino. How could you not love Santino Marella?
He did one of our openings back in the day with Wrestling with Reality.
Yeah.
Santino Marella. That was one of my favorite ones that we had with Santino. He's a cool guy, man. He's a cool
really
guy
is.
and he's funnier and shit. He's an actual legit tough guy. He knows mixed martial arts and stuff. Like he's not just a goofball. So
he took that corny stuff that they gave him and that cheesy shit, and he turned it into. He would do anything, you know.
One of the funniest TikTok meme videos that I've ever sent you is the one where the guy's like, when you're with a woman in the bedroom and all of a sudden you pull out the Cobra and he starts chasing after her with it. Dude, this shit's fucking hilarious.
Enlighten me on the Inferno being a pilot shit. I must hear. So this guy stirs up stuff, says nasty shit about people all the time just to get.
Your audio's a little messed up.
Oh, is it better now?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you're better.
Okay.
Now.
He stirs shit up with people all the time because he just enjoys being an awful person to people and just getting them, you know, riled up, and then he just goes about his way because he stirs it up. And he just seems like a huge dick, man. Like people say, like when they met him, that he's actually nice when you meet him and stuff, but he's just one of those types of guys that he enjoys just being a shit starter, and he enjoys riling people up, and he enjoys bringing the worst out in others.
And that's in real life, guys. Like that's him as the person, just like, you know.
And he admits he does it for entertainment. I've heard him on his podcast in the past saying that type of stuff. So he enjoys riling people up and getting people angry and upset.
There's a market for that. We don't pander to it. We don't like that shit.
I get it why he does it. It's for his podcast and for their business and stuff to get, you know, clicks and listens and stuff. But to me, I don't know. I don't find it cool. You know, that's just me. That's my opinion though. But if people like him, more power to him, I'll say.
Right.
My honest opinion, most entertaining wrestler of all time is Sting with blonde hair. I love Sting. Wow. You know,
really,
I love him. I don't know about the most entertaining.
Are you talking promos, or are you talking what
all around character?
Match, all around character. That's interesting. I didn't see that one coming.
I think the most funny minute ever was the day Brooklyn Brawler became the Boston Brawler. I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either, Ram.
Yeah, I don't remember that one.
We'll have to check that out.
So he's like, if you got Ryback from Wish.com, that is another one that might be one of the most miserable pieces of shit.
Yeah, but Ryback's like if you got Goldberg from Wish too. So
who's more miserable, do you think? Ryback or Bret Hart talking about Goldberg?
I think Bret Hart.
I got to send you that clip if I didn't send it to you from the WC.
And I love Bret Hart. Don't get me wrong.
Do too.
I agree with a lot of his takes, even the ones that people say that he's miserable about and stuff like that. Like, I do agree with Bret Hart on a lot of things that he says, for sure.
He does, but he just takes it to a higher level of misery.
But it's funny. Like, a lot of the shit that he says is funny too. Like the guys.
It is. I'll send you a clip from the.
Humor.
I'll send you a clip from the Who Killed WCW series. It's a clip of him calling people idiots for a minute straight.
Nice.
It's really funny. I'll send it to you after this tonight. I'll come back to that one in just a second, Jason. Jeremy says, all above his energy and look made me a fan at the age of 5. Hey, I love it, man.
Cool.
I love Sting, though. I mean, I always thought he was highly entertaining. Sting was my favorite WCW guy.
You know what? Kind of backtracking a little bit. I'm not trying to get off this topic. We'll get back in just to a second. But Sting's son, remember we talked about this. I kind of called that. He's actually training to wrestle.
Good for him.
And he's staying in the yard of Darby Allin's in a tent.
Good for him, bro. Good for him.
That is so cool. I'm so glad that Sting's son's going to continue his legacy. I hope he comes out as like a mini Stinger. It'd be freaking amazing.
Dude, I love Sting. Anytime we get anything with Sting, I'm out for it. I hope we see him a little bit, on television in the near future in some capacity. Not in the ring, but still, I still want to see him. I mean, I've loved Sting, like Jeremy said, since I was a little kid. He was my first guy in WCW, and Sting was always my dude. So, the Genius, great pick, Jason. Do you remember the Genius from his WWF days?
I don't.
It's Lenny Poffo. It's Randy.
Oh, Lenny Poffo, the Genius. Okay, yeah.
The poems that he would read, how he would carry himself. This guy was great. He was gold on the mic, the way that he did it. And Lenny Poffo was a smart dude in real life, too. And he got paid all those years for WCW and never had a match in it, too, just to make his brother happy. How could you beat that? But he played a great role. He was great with the Beverly Brothers, Mr. Perfect. Love me some Genius. That's a great pick. Hopefully he isn't another David Flair. Yes, we could hope not for that, Jude.
I'm going to tell you my next pick, man. I got to say it's going to be a little bit darker of a character, and it's a more recent one. It's definitely not comedic. Well, I guess some moments were, but and God rest his soul. You got to go with Bray Wyatt. This guy, in a time that WWE was still kind of in their dark age of, it was just deteriorating. Each and every week, you got regurgitated crap. Bray Wyatt just came out of nowhere onto the scene. With the Wyatt family, with The Fiend, reinvented himself over and over again, had the best storylines probably, during that time period out of anybody, involving all the great stars like Daniel Bryan on his rise. He was involved in the Wyatt family. The Undertaker with their great WrestleMania match, that John Cena cinematic match that they had with Bray Wyatt and The Fiend and stuff like that is just incredible stuff. So when you're talking about most entertaining wrestlers of the modern age, there's nobody like Bray Wyatt.
What do you think it never worked out better for him there? Why they were always kind of lost on him? What, do you think he was too much for them to understand his character and things like that?
Yeah, I think he was too complicated like maybe Vince McMahon didn't understand where to go with it or didn't have a solid vision, but it wasn't for the lack of effort on Bray Wyatt's end. Bray Wyatt always had a strict vision that he was going towards. And I think he achieved it, despite some of the setbacks that he had, and being a champion and stuff like that. He did great. I mean, the Eater of Worlds stuff was incredible. Some of the stuff like when he teamed up with Matt Hardy, I didn't really care for that, but other than that, I think he had a pretty solid run for the time that he did. And, I just wish we would have got to see his next run.
Yeah. It's a shame, man. There's so much more I think that could have been done with him.
Yeah.
I always love Bray Wyatt. Always will be a big fan. And it's not because he's not around anymore. It's just because he's awesome, and I just think he was so above everybody's thinking level on his character and his creative, and loved him. So it's a shame he's not here with us anymore. It really is. And shame for his family, most important, So, yeah, Jude says it right here. He says, I think Bray was just too advanced in his character for Vince to understand what to do with it. That's my opinion, Jude. So, Jeremy's got a great one here. Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, baby. Dusty Rhodes.
You could probably say that whole Rhodes family. You got Goldust, you got Cody Rhodes.
Rand's picking up what you're putting down right there. Goldust right there.
I'm telling you right now, Goldust, when he got electrocuted and he had that promo,
the Tourette syndrome that he was in,
dude,
he made Triple H and Ric Flair break in the middle of the ring.
Were him and R-Truth were a tag team, weren't they? Or was that
him and Booker T?
Dude, how great would it have been with him and R-Truth though?
Yeah, R-Truth is the last one I'm going to talk about.
That was.
Yeah, R-Truth is the last one I'm going to talk about actually in a minute, because there's no way we can talk about entertaining without talking about R-Truth. Putting those two together, oh God, wouldn't that have been great?
Yeah,
wouldn't that shit have been great right there? I mean, Goldust with that Tourette syndrome stuff that he did was hilarious, And R-Truth was the tag with Goldust with later on. Really, okay. Was he? Okay. I don't remember that one with them. I don't remember that. Man, though, Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, what charisma he had, what presence he had in the ring.
Sure.
The guy made the polka dots cool, for Christ's sakes, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, the stuff that he could do, Dusty Rhodes, Dustin, Cody, all three of them, Heck of a talented family members right there, huh?
Sure, absolutely.
Dustin's still going now. I think he's like almost in his 60s, you know?
Yeah.
I think he's been in the wrestling business for 4 decades now.
Let's get our last two in before we go into overdrive and got to end the show real quick.
All right. Probably going to get heat for this one, but I'm a fan of Darby Allin. I love Darby.
Oh, dude, you're not going to get any heat from that at all. We all love Darby here.
Nope. 100%.
You said Hook because it's Taz's son, then we would have had problems.
Where did Rewind go? Rewind, once we mentioned popping on and he leaves. Come on, Rewind. If you're there, we want to hear you. I got to go with for my last one, R-Truth. How could you not love this guy? The biggest missed opportunity to me from WrestleMania this year, which was a great card, was R-Truth. They should have had him get the briefcase somehow from Damian Priest, in my opinion, and they should have had him beat Drew McIntyre and become the world champion. That's to me. Even if it was a short-term one. Rewind's here. He's still here. There it is. All right. Yes, he's still here. He's still here. He didn't leave us yet. He's just been quiet. But I got to go with R-Truth. I think this was a miss this year. I would have loved to have seen this guy get, even if it's a short time, a world title run. That would have been a huge pop.
I would have loved to have seen him spoil Damian Priest's moment and him actually cash in. I think it would have been funny.
Yeah.
Somehow
or another, they could have made it an accident.
Yeah.
I mean, the stuff that R-Truth has done through his career and his tenure in WWE, the guy is just tremendous. Everything he touches is hilarious and funny. There was a segment last night with him and The Miz, and he kept calling the Authors of Pain the APA. I mean,
that's pretty funny.
The guy does just so much stuff. You know, R-Truth versus Cody Rhodes is coming. It's still the unfinished story. Hey, I'm all for R-Truth if he beat him. That'd be great for me too. I wouldn't care. I just love this guy and what he's done. He's a surefire Hall of Famer to me. And I think it would have been great to have seen him get a world title shot, you know, or world title, at least, even if it's for a short time, just for the end of his career. If there's somebody that deserves it, it's definitely R-Truth. Yeah. And if you're on social media and you don't check out R-Truth stuff that he posts all the time, you're missing out, because this guy does some hilarious shit on his social media as well. What's your last one though, bro?
My last one for my GOAT for the most entertaining wrestler. Man, this guy's a legend. You know, he had scary gimmicks, he had funny gimmicks, he had hokey gimmicks. He breathed some fresh air in The Rock's character. Had legendary matches with The Undertaker that are still talked about to this day and have anniversary watchings with people and stuff like that. And of course, I'm talking about Mick Foley, man. One of the greatest wrestlers I've ever met in person. Wasn't a 5-star match person by any stretch of the imagination, but you know what, man? You will never, ever find a wrestling fan that will ever forget the legend of Mick Foley or the Three Faces of Foley. So I got to say, Mick Foley is the most entertaining wrestler in my mind, on the mic, in the ring, for his memorable matches. It's just there's no contest for me in my mind. Love Mick Foley. He's a legend.
Yeah. How could you not? Mick is great. He's great. And Lance Storm is the funniest wrestler of all time. Well, great picks, Richie. I loved everybody's picks here tonight. You guys had some great calls for most entertaining wrestlers of all time. So we're going to end this part for the radio show right now. So for everybody that's listening on Saturday on WDJY, make sure you come back tomorrow night. We're here every Saturday and Sunday night from 9 to 10 p.m. And tomorrow night, we're going to once again be talking the wrestling god, JBL. And we're going to be covering his match versus Eddie Guerrero. But if you're watching on our stream right now, stay with us, because we're going to go into overtime. And if you're listening to this on Saturday, come out and check us out on Facebook or YouTube every Tuesday night between 9 and 10 o'clock. We come on and we do the Saturday show on a live stream, and we have a great group of fellas that come on out and have a good time with us. So you got to join us as well. But we will see you all again tomorrow for the radio, and everybody else, hold tight. But have a great night, everybody. Thanks for listening to the Retro Wrestling Revival. All right, let's go into overtime now.
Yes, sir.
What do you want to talk about, folks? I'm going to throw the links out again. Everybody is welcome right now to come on and join us on the stream.
If you joined last week, you can join again, man.
Amen. You can join anytime you want. So I put in the links for StreamYard. All you got to do is copy and paste it, and it's self-explanatory how to get let into the studio, and then it'll bring you backstage to the studio, and I'll let you on and as soon as I see it, or if somebody else is on, as soon as it's done. So if you want to come on, great. If not, don't worry about it. We totally understand not everybody likes to get on camera. So if you'd like to get on camera, though, please feel free. Click on that link and come join us and ask any questions you want. Bring out any topics you want. Whatever the conversation is, we can have some fun with it. So What do you guys want to talk about first? Anything special on your mind right now? What do you got, Richie?
Man, I'm just happy to be here with you guys tonight. It's hotter than hell out in here, but I'm happy to be here. Happy to be with this Tuesday group. This is my favorite night of the week, man. So just happy to be here. This is my favorite part of the show, where these guys take over. They give us content to talk about. So let's get something on here.
Jude is here. Jude, what's going on, partner?
Jude,
how's it going, guys?
Hey, brother.
How's it going?
How is life, man? It's going great here. How you doing, buddy?
Cheers, buddy.
Doing good. Yeah. So just get into it. I don't know if you saw the stuff with MJF coming back in AEW.
Yeah, absolutely.
To me, he comes back with Adam Cole and spikes Adam Cole in the middle of the ring. Then on Wednesday night, he comes out, calls out Swerve Strickland, calls out Will Ospreay, calls out Okada, and then Roche comes out. Just doesn't make sense.
Right? Interesting.
He's calling out all these big name guys. He's calling out your champion. He's calling out actually 3 champions because Tony Khan got guys that he paid way too much money for, and then went, "Hey, I want to make you a champion too." All 3 of these guys are champions, and then we get MJF versus Roche. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like,
I don't even know who that is. Is that the RUSH guy, Rush or whatever? Rush?
Yeah, Rush.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't he from Mexico?
Mexico, yeah.
Okay. So that's the best they got for MJF, who they're probably paying a boat ton of
There's
money.
no vision over there, dude. It's just like when Bret Hart came over from WCW. There's just no plan or no straight vision over there. There's no filter. Zero.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't get it.
It makes no sense. Like, now, if like I listened to I forget the podcast with Tommy Dreamer and
Busted
Bully
Open.
Ray, Busted Open. So
Yeah.
it was funny because Tommy Dreamer's talking about it, and he acts like it's the best thing in the world that they did. Like, the direction they're going, he goes, this is a cold setup match, and
For
like
what?
for what, right? You have your guy who you're essentially going to be building your company around for MJF,
Mhm.
because he is he's an AEW guy, even though he started in WWE, never made it. No one knew he was
guy.
Right. Like, you're building your company around him, and then you throw him with a no-name guy that makes absolutely no sense. And I thought whenever they did the whole devil angle with MJF and Adam Cole, that made no sense because Adam Cole couldn't wrestle.
Yeah.
He's still hurt,
It was a
isn't he?
huge mistake. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just a missed opportunity. They could have taken somebody else out and made them the devil. I thought.
Who would you have planned? Who would you have put MJF up against?
And for who's ever backstage right now, we'll be with you in just a minute. If you're backstage, I know somebody's backstage right now. I promise you, we'll get to everybody backstage too in just a few minutes. So just so you know, I'm not ignoring you. We just like to do one at a time. So go with it, though. I want to hear this.
So, like, who I would do as the devil, or who I would put MJF against right now?
Who would you put MJF against in his return?
Daniel Bryan.
I like it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Marquee match.
Yeah.
Yep, because you got Daniel Bryan, who's an awesome wrestler that he's at the end of his career. I mean, he's kind of with the Owen Hart Cup. He has said this is it, pretty much. I see him winning that tournament, and I also see him winning the title and then out, and they're going to do a tournament for the title. I think, just me.
Do you think Daniel Bryan retires this year, Drew? Do you think he goes longer?
I think he retires.
Yeah, I think he does too.
I think he retires.
I hope so.
I think he's just been hurt so many times. I think he's just one injury away from just being completely done.
He's done it all, seen it all. He's got a beautiful family, a beautiful wife, right off into the sunset. Be an agent in the background,
Yeah, I
He'd
mean,
be an
I'm glad
authority
he came to-
figure.
Yeah, I'm glad he came to AEW because he was never going to pass a physical for WWE again. They were never going to let him wrestle again. Tony Khan gave him an opportunity. I think he's gotten banged up pretty good at AEW, though.
Oh, yeah. Every time he gets out there, it's like he gets injured.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always something. I think he's wrestling hurt constantly.
Yeah.
I just don't want, and I say this with the utmost respect, I just don't want to see another Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's one concussion away from just getting.
He wrestles that same style that Benoit did. So, it's a fair comparison.
Because he reminds me a lot of Benoit.
He does.
He's that great wrestler, great
Him and
technical,
Pete
great
Dunne both
mindset.
remind me of Benoit.
Dude, Pete Dunne is just that's a big missed opportunity by WWE as well.
Straight up.
Pete Dunne could have been huge. As a single
his
wrestler.
NXT character was phenomenal with how he was portrayed in NXT, and then you have him come over as what's his name, Butch.
They did it with everybody that's come from NXT, though.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's like, and Nakamura. Whenever you're talking about Nakamura, I think Nakamura should go back to NXT.
Absolutely,
I really do. I think Karrion Kross should go back to NXT as well.
I do too.
If he just stayed in NXT, it'd be great for him because he just sucks on the main roster. They just do not know how to book him on the main roster for whatever reason.
No,
right?
I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. Well, great stuff, Jude, man. Thanks for calling in again. It's always a pleasure to have you on, my friend.
Absolutely,
you and the beard, man. You guys are always welcome.
Hey, we're all here, buddy. We're all here.
Always, man. Well, hey, Jude, thanks for coming out tonight, buddy.
No problem, guys.
All right, man. We'll see you again next week, okay?
Yep.
All right. Let's see who we got next here. This might be.
What's going on, guys?
Is this Rewind?
What's going on?
Is this Rewind 89?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Rewind is here,
Dude. All right.
man. It's a
The guy
pleasure to
that
meet
makes us
you,
pop
Rewind.
every week.
Yeah.
What's up, Rewind?
So when are we gonna get a Taz show?
You go.
Dude.
You know what we'll do? Here's what we're gonna do next week.
Next week?
Next
Yep.
week. So next week, we already talked about this. We're going to do this right for you, Rewind. Do you have a first name if you want to say
Jason.
it? Jason.
Jason.
Okay,
Yeah.
Jason.
Dude, Rewind. I gotta ask you, bro. Are you legit? Do you really do you love Taz like that?
Have you seen him wrestle?
Okay. All right. All right. I love it.
Man.
Alrighty.
Jason, where are you calling from? Portland? you said?
Portland.
Oh, awesome, man. Awesome.
You
awesome.
a skateboarder? That's pretty cool in the
Yeah,
background.
Dex.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And Margera.
Man, you got a heck of a collection there, bro.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So tell me about yourself, Jason.
I'm
Yeah,
a
you're a
garbage
legend.
man. I haven't watched wrestling in probably 20 years.
Dude.
Nice.
Stumbled upon you guys a couple weeks ago,
Yep.
and I
Cool.
just jumped in.
You been
Right
enjoying
on,
the show?
Yeah.
Welcome.
Good, man.
That's great.
It's a pleasure to have you on, man. I'm glad you called in.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. It's a legend in the making.
I guess so. Yeah.
We want to make a T-shirt, man. We want
I'll buy it.
epic
Here we-
T-shirts. We got to get with them and
We
collaborate.
will. We got a merchandise line that's going to come out this summer, so we might have to get a rewind.
We got a legendary slogan that we need to do. Remember when Taz.
Yes, remember when Taz survive if I let you.
Win if you can, survive if I let you.
There you,
There you
go.
go.
So, what made you fall in love with Taz, though? Let's hear about your love for
I wanna hear
Taz.
it.
I don't know, dude. Heatwave 97.
Okay.
So if I was good in school, I could get one pay-per-view a year.
Okay.
And that's the one I ordered.
Cool.
And I don't know, that was it.
Yeah.
That's what
Oh no,
hooked you.
Heatwave 98, that's what it was.
I was gonna say 97 was the lost tapes for me and John. We had a rough one with that one, man.
We watched 97, Jason, and
Yeah.
I'll say this: we watched 97. We did this years
We're
ago.
glad that your mom and dad let you order 98, man.
Yeah,
Not
97.
Taz
It took us
97.
about 4 or 5 hours to almost get through it. We fell asleep multiple times during the taping of it, and it was like it's one of the lost shows that we did. Where afterwards we looked at each other and we're like,
We're
"We
not
love
airing that.
ECW, but what the hell is this shit?
Right.
This is fucking terrible."
Right.
So who's your guys' favorite guy? You like
Mine's
Vampiro.
Hogan.
And
Mine's
you?
Vampiro. Yep. His is Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
Hulk Hogan, really.
yeah, mine's Hogan. Mine was like, as a little kid, my dad introduced me to wrestling, and I watched. He turned on wrestling, and it was Hulk Hogan. And as a little kid, a 5-year-old kid, I see this, the Hulkamaniacs coming out, and everybody's talking, say your prayers, take your vitamins, all that shit. And beyond hooked was I as a kid. And I remember my first like real time where I got into Jason was Macho Man and him, the Mega Powers. I loved the whole build up to it,
Yeah.
and then the Mega Powers exploding. So that was it for me.
Incredible.
That hooked me. What about Vampiro for you, Richie? What hooked Vampiro for you?
Vampiro for me, when he exploded on the scene in WCW, I love ICP and Twisted. He was involved with them. I loved the rock influence that he had, the makeup, the tattoos and stuff like that. He was just a grunge type character, and I'm a '90s kid, man. So that's what I was into and stuff like that. And not to mention the hardcore extreme matches that he would have. And he was a true brawler. He didn't really know how to wrestle that good, but he actually looked like he was a legitimate badass when he fought. He could throw real punches and make things look believable.
Mm-hmm.
And then his characters and the dark character that he would come out with and stuff like that. And, the shit later on that he did with Lucha Underground. I mean, the guy, for me, he may not be the most popular wrestler on planet Earth. He is in Mexico, I'll tell you that. He's like the Michael Jordan over there of wrestling. But he's a legend to me, man. Vampiro is somebody I never understood why he didn't make it in the U.S. as big as he should have.
You can say the same about Taz. His way he wrestled, the shoot way, the suplexes, all that stuff. Legit tough guy, or you know what I mean.
I'll tell you a funny Taz story, Jason. So I was at a ECW house show. I think it might have been a TNN show, but I don't remember exactly. It was probably a house show though. And we were right in the second row, and we were right on the entrance where they came out. And I was about probably 17 or something at the time. And me and my friends were being a bunch of obnoxious little shits as we are as kids, and messing with the wrestlers and stuff. And we were calling Taz some unflattering names with his size. And Taz about leaped over and snatched the shit up out of me, and got right up in my face and proceeded to scare the shit out of me as a kid. And I in that moment, I kind of knew that Taz is pretty much a legit badass in real life and probably could put that chokehold on me and put me out pretty fast. And I sat my ass in my place for the rest of that match and didn't say anything. So that was my one Taz interaction I had.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, it was a good moment. What about modern Rewind? Anybody modern you love?
Dude, I don't really watch wrestling, dude. Like, I'm trying to get back into it, but I really don't. It was like Stone Cold, McBoley, and Taz. That's who I was into as a kid.
There you go.
Good picks.
That's about it, dude. Like,
All right, man. Anything else on your mind tonight?
that's it, guys. I'm real. I'm not trolling you guys.
I love it, bro.
Hey, man, and you know what? We're glad you stumbled upon our show. We hope we help you find your love for wrestling again, man, or just being a part of this group, whatever it is.
We love having you come out, man.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a blast. You made our night tonight, man. Let me tell you, I did an interview for these guys last week, and they said, what was some of the funniest moments you had on your stream? And I mentioned you by name.
Nobody's ever popped me to where I can't freaking think on a podcast like you did with that. I was just like, holy shit.
I've got you a few times. I got you with the Connor stuff last week, too.
Yeah.
You did.
Yep. You're kind of like Richie's kryptonite on there. And I put you over on this other podcast the other day. Go listen to Angled Conversations and check out their show. You'll hear me putting it over. I said, I thought this guy was trolling at us, and I said, and now he's come back every week. I said, and he's a normal guy.
A little bit, but you know.
I know you did, man.
Big part of our group, man. We welcome you, and we're happy you're here.
It's a blast to have you out, Jason. Thanks for showing up tonight, man. And we hope you show up all the time. And it's a pleasure to meet you. And thanks for joining us as always. And glad you stumbled across the show, my friend.
Yeah. All right. Have a good one, guys. Thank you.
Hey, you too, buddy. Bye. All right, everybody. I'm going to close the backstage area right now in a few minutes. But if there's anybody else that would like to pop on, please feel free. I stumbled upon your show also. It was like 3 weeks ago. I fucking love you guys. Definitely a big family here. Thanks, Jason.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. If anybody else wants to hop on, I'm going to leave it open for another minute or two, and then I'm going to close the back.
Hop on, talk to us, man. Hop on real quick.
Yeah, come on out, anybody. Jude's still backstage. Let's bring Jude back on for a second. Jude, pop back on with us, man.
Hey, what's going on?
What else is on your mind? Give me another one. Does anybody else out there? Pop on.
Reveal.
Come on.
So I was thinking the other day about maybe a topic that we could talk about.
Okay.
So I'm thinking a fantasy booking for WrestleMania. 2 nights, 6 matches on Saturday, 6 matches on Sunday.
Okay.
Anybody. Any federation,
past,
anybody.
Present, future, any of it?
Past, present. You could do a past, present, future, or you could do current. Either one. Okay. But to do it as like a topic is like, what's your fantasy booking?
It's a great topic.
Man.
You know, just to see what type of matches, who'd you put in, you know, and it'd be interesting to see who wouldn't make it.
Joe Biden hair versus hair, dude.
You know what though? Trump is 1-0 in the hair matches.
Yep.
Could Biden find his way to the ring?
Oh, dude.
Without being escorted?
Stumble.
I'm sorry.
It's stumble, you know.
I think Trump
would show up with guns.
And automatically lose, so I don't know.
So 6 matches each night, Jude. Is that what you said?
Yep.
Okay.
6 matches on Saturday, 6 matches on Sunday.
Okay, so let's do this in 2 weeks. Give us enough time for 2 weeks. Next week we'll do for the topical. We'll do ECW for Jason Rewind, and then in the week after that we're going to do that. We're going to fantasy book any era, any promotion.
And you guys get yours too.
Please do yours as well. We want to hear everybody's.
Yeah.
This is a fun show.
This is going to be a fun one.
I've been thinking about it. Like the more that I thought about it, I'm thinking about matches, and I'm like, dude, there are some matches that would like do really well. And
mind, man, already got a few.
Here's my thing. I know one match that everybody's going to come up with. It's going to be Taker versus Sting.
Yeah.
So spoiler alert, it's going to be Taker versus Sting. Is going to be one of them.
They're going to be featured on one of the main events for sure.
Yeah. Dude. Now here's the thing. Who do you have in that match?
Oh.
I'll save it. Okay.
I'll save mine.
Yeah, okay. I guess we'll save it.
I'll save it because that's one of my matches too that I want to see.
Yeah,
but I have a stipulation that I want to see in this match.
Opportunity.
Yeah, there's a stipulation. I want to see this as a gimmick match of some sorts.
I want to be. I'll give a spoiler. I do want my Sting versus Taker match to be a cinematic match, like the Bray Wyatt one was. I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
I'm
interested. So, are you guys excited for the whole Wyatt 6 coming out next on Monday?
I am and I'm not. I wanted Uncle Howdy to be by himself for a while. I wanted him to be a dominant character, build the level of, interest and let's get developed in his character, and then you spread out that and you start to develop these other side stories and stuff. I really wanted to dive into Uncle Howdy the character though.
So I missed this part, Jude. I missed this part. I'm sorry, Richie. I didn't see this last night because I unfortunately last night had to work late at my other job. So what did I miss on this? Are they going to unveil it next week?
Monday. The countdown ends Monday during Raw. Is when it ends.
Is he coming by himself or is he coming with the members? Did they say?
They haven't said anything, but I think he's going to come out with the members. I think this is going to be a very short thing. I'm giving this maybe 3 months. And I think that they'll resolve it right. Yeah, I don't.
That's actually a lifetime in today's product, though.
Yeah,
3 months is a long time to tell a story.
But I think 3 months. I think, and here's the thing: I think they're only doing it as a tribute to Bray, which perfect. Bray Wyatt was way above his time. But I think what they're going to do is, and I hope that they do this. I hope they don't draw it out, to where you have them. You get all this build up for it, and then all of a sudden they fizzle out and they just job. Because I think right now you have. I also don't think you can have Bo hold on to the crowd like Bray
like
Wyatt
his brother
did.
Bo's great, but he's no Bray. And
here's the thing: I say this, I mean this. You'll never have another Bray Wyatt.
No,
you'll never.
The creative mind that he had alone, like we were talking about earlier. I know you mentioned it too. He just was too far above everybody. They couldn't keep up with his thinking pattern on it.
Not even
right. And I think the thing was he just kept evolving and evolving and evolving. Like he was never satisfied.
There was so much depth to that character, and he was the next version of Mick Foley with the different faces and stuff like that, and a better version, in my opinion. I think if we would have got
way above Mick Foley
story, it would have been incredible.
Yeah, I think he was way above Mick Foley. I think it's a huge loss with his death, with where he was going to go with the Fiend again.
The Fiend was the hottest thing in wrestling. I think the biggest missed opportunity was the Hell in a Cell match versus Seth Rollins. Unfortunately, that's where I saw the downfall of the Fiend, and I don't think they should have defeated him that night.
I think the same thing with whenever he went up against Randy Orton and Alexa Bliss kind of turned on him, and I think that was just I
didn't agree with the pairing with Alexa Bliss. I don't know, that kind of added a weird twist to me, and then it just I don't know.
I wish they would have written off Alexa Bliss before that, and then brought her back as Sister Abigail.
Yeah.
Kind of a possessed type thing, and brought her back as Sister Abigail. I think that would have made more sense than for her to just, turn. It just didn't make sense to me for that. But
what's your
I'm excited
prediction?
to see where it goes.
Sister Abigail is going to be Alexa Bliss, or who do you think is going to,
So I think you're going to have Sister Abigail as Alexa Bliss, or they're going to pick up Alexa Bliss's character when she was with Bray and just pick it up.
Okay.
And then I think you're going to get Nikki Cross as what was her name? The dark doll with the black veil.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think they're going to have Nikki Cross be that, and then you're going to have Joe Gacy, in there, and then who else?
Rowan's probably going to come back with them too.
Rowan's coming back.
I don't want to see Strowman in there. I hope Strowman's not involved.
You know what? I think they're going to probably go after him.
It's a good feud.
Great. That would be a great
go into a feud with it. Yeah. So one other thing that I wanted to bring up to get you guys' reaction is they're talking about House of Black leaving AEW and coming over to WWE.
Faction feud that would be.
I think it would be a great feud to put them against Judgment Day, and then have Rhea Ripley come back, and turn on Judgment Day,
go with them. Black. Yeah, because of the Buddy Murphy.
Buddy Murphy. Yeah.
Man, that would be cool.
Are there contracts? Jeremy, I'll get to your question in just a second too, because Jeremy wanted us to read something and he wanted you to your opinion too, Jude. So, is there contracts coming up? Did they say? Like, does anybody know?
Apparently they're all up in the next 3 to 4 months.
Ooh.
Is all 3 of them are up, and Brody King, I guess, has voiced his dislike of AEW booking. I think he could be a monster
I'm
in
surprised they
WWE.
haven't built him as a world champion yet. He should be.
And Aleister Black is one of those guys. I should have, I thought he was going to be on a fast track to a WWE championship. The way they booked him and stuff like that, he was so strongly booked and incredible.
I think it was Vince. It was Vince.
He was too small.
I think. Yeah. He's not that big burly, guy.
And he's got a CM Punk build. He doesn't even have abs or anything like that. So it's, he does. He's not a very muscular guy, but he's a legit badass. Those kicks.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, dude. He's
a great martial artist.
Yeah.
His entrance alone when he would come out was just the coolest shit. Like when they'd raise him up from the coffin type thing. And
dude, that's my character on 2K24.
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah. Think about House of Black coming in too. I mean, Brody King's a very big, imposing character as well. Buddy Murphy. It's funny. My daughter is not like a huge wrestling fan, but she loves Rhea Ripley. She thinks she's the best. So they're coming and doing a Fanatics Fan Fest in New York City in August, and Hogan's going to be there I've never met Hogan in person. Hogan's going to be there on Saturday, and then they've been announcing all the WWE stars for Sunday. So Rhea Ripley got announced today. So I tell my daughter, I said, I was already planning on getting tickets anyways as soon as I saw it. But I said, "You want to go see Rhea Ripley?" She said, "Oh yeah, Rhea, mommy, I want to be right on it with
mommy."
her." And I said, "Yeah, that's what she calls it too." She's like, "Rhea's the best. We're gonna go." I said, "Yeah, we're gonna go." And she goes, "Have you seen?" She goes, "Do you like her husband?" And because of her, her boyfriend or Buddy Murphy, husband, whatever, they're not married, are they?
I think they're married.
No,
they're not married.
I think they're engaged.
They're engaged.
Yeah, I think they're engaged. So she's like, have you seen her? Do you like her boyfriend, Buddy Murphy? And I was explaining to her about Buddy Murphy, how he was this tiny guy and then, gets released from there. I mean, Buddy Murphy's work in the ring is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy is just jacked to the gills now. And you got Brody King as the muscle of the group. I think Julia Hart's fantastic too. I know she's there long term because she just signed a new contract, but I think it's a perfect pairing when you got, Buddy Murphy, Brody King, and Aleister Black. You bring them in. The feuds that they could have with them is just, there's so many different things they could do. Think about them maybe taking on the Bloodline down the road too, doing something with the Bloodline and fighting them, or getting a couple new members.
If they decide to draw out the whole Wyatt 6, coming in and facing off with Wyatt,
Yeah.
So
he did get blocked, Rand.
For sure.
Yeah, Vince definitely blocked him. He said this last Monday there was a hint at House of Black. Oh, interesting, Rand. I didn't know that. I did not see Raw last night. Here's a question from Jeremy, and he wanted me to read it to you too, Jude. So I'm going to go back up here for 1 second. Let me just find it. I try to get to all of them, guys. And where is it? All right. Favorite gimmick match of all time. Jeremy's going with War Games, Royal Rumble being second. Jude, I'll kick it off with you. What's your favorite gimmick match ever?
Oh, buddy. I love the casket matches. Or
Those are
casket
awesome.
matches or the buried alive matches.
Those are so cool.
I can remember being a kid and watching Undertaker versus Yokozuna.
Okay.
And them burying Undertaker and then showing him in the screen and he levitates out of the arena and then afterwards. That was just phenomenal. I loved those matches. The only other one I could think of was I was in Pittsburgh whenever Undertaker threw Mick Foley off the Hell in a Cell.
Oh yeah.
You were there?
I was there.
Oh, dude, you just went up in my book, dude. That's badass.
Yeah, dude, I was there. That was, the thing was when he threw him off the cage, that was one thing. When he went through the cage,
through it, yeah.
And then they showed like on the screens, you can see the screens of Mick Foley's face and his tooth.
Yeah,
right through his nose.
Yeah,
dude, like that. But I mean, being there live and watching it was complete because no one saw Mick Foley coming off that cage.
That's
and then everybody thought he was dead.
And then he gets up again.
And he gets up again.
And
then he gets power choke slammed through the top after.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing was whenever they were lifting the cage and Undertaker was still on top, they were like, people didn't think that he was going to be on the cage when they lifted it.
Mm-hmm.
So they started lifting it, and you could tell that Undertaker wasn't expecting that either. Right. Because they thought that Mick was really hurt, and Taker, you could tell Taker was kind of upset, You know, whenever that happened, it was just awesome. It was just awesome. But no, that's my two gimmick matches.
What an
Casket
iconic
matches.
moment to see live. Miguel Torres is making fun of me here. You are a Mets fan, my lord. I feel bad, but I love Citi Field, though. Miguel, I understand.
Welcome to the show, Miguel.
Yeah, I as a Mets fan, there's never anything to cheer about. But Citi Field is one of the most beautiful ballparks in the United States. 100%, though. It's amazing if you've never been. So
I'm a Pirates fan, buddy.
now I love
That's
your
even
stadium
worse.
too. But your
PNC
stadium
Park.
is, oh yeah. I saw the Mets and the Pirates play 2022. So I saw them with O'Neal Cruz. O'Neal Cruz cranked one right out near me. A line drive almost caught me in the face. O'Neal Cruz is a hell of a player too. So beautiful
PNC Park,
PNC Park.
beautiful. Top 5 in MLB.
100%. It's beautiful, Frank. And they don't get any attendance to it, which is crazy. You know,
Because of our ownership.
yeah, and you guys probably got the best young pitcher in baseball right now. So
He'll be a Yankee in 4 years.
he will be. As soon as his rookie contract's over with, he's gone. You know,
they'll get rid
as
of
long
him.
as he can stay healthy, he's gone. Richie, gimmick match for you. What do you got?
Favorite gimmick match of all time is always the match that settles the score for anybody, and that's the Hell in the Cell match, man. There's been so many iconic matches that I remember, especially with The Undertaker. The one with Brock Lesnar, which nobody ever talks about for some reason, was incredible. The one where he settled the score with Triple H, where Shawn Michaels was in there. Oh, my God, I could go on and on. Those are just some of the more recent ones, But the Hell in a Cell for me, you got to love it. Whenever you saw that cell dangling above, the ring, you knew something serious was going to happen, and it was going to get real, real quick. So Hell in a Cell for me for sure.
Braves have the best stadium, you bums. I don't know. Turner Field looks like a nice thing. Me and you will go to a game there, Jeremy. Okay, we'll go to a game. For me, I'm going to go with Jeremy, and I'm going to align with him on this. I love War Games.
War Games is cool.
War Games was just awesome to me. It was awesome to me as a kid when I saw it for the first time. My first thing I really remember with War Games as a kid was when Sid Vicious powerbombed Brian Pillman and knocked him unconscious right off the top when he spiked him up, because they used to keep the really low ceiling on it, and then picked him up again and did it again. And Elegante came in and ripped the thing out, to get him out of there. It was just, I always loved what WCW did with War Games. And I think WWE's done a fantastic job with War Games through the years. Though I will say, I would rather have it look like the version that they did in WCW for me.
Yeah,
I want the top on. I want it lower. I like it like that. Hell in the Cell, 100%, number 2 for me. And I love Royal Rumble every year. It's my favorite pay-per-view. So the Royal Rumble match is probably my number 3.
What was the match where they had the 3 levels of the cage?
The Triple Cage in WCW.
Yeah, with David Arquette winning the world title.
Arquette, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And then they did the one years before with the Dungeon of Doom, and Hogan and Macho had to take on the whole Dungeon of Doom.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't remember that too much. In fact, this was actually somebody asked me to do this show last week. So they sent us a thing or mentioned it to me. I can't remember who it was that said it. They wanted us to do on the show the match where Arquette won the world championship from Ready to Rumble movie. I know. I was like, I don't remember it at all, but I said we'll try to get to it in the next maybe couple of months. But we try to avoid WCW at that time frame as much as possible because we're going to have to live through it, me and Chris, at least in a short period of time here on our Attitude Era series.
You're not going to want to live it 3 times, dude. I'm watching it right now.
Chris was saying to me, he's like, well, do you want to do Thunder too? And I said, do I look like a fucking idiot? I said, no, I don't want to fucking do Thunder.
None of the good wrestlers were featured.
It's hard enough to sit through 3 hours.
Come on, Glacier.
Glacier.
Blood runs cold.
What a shit stain of a person that guy is too, dude.
I've told the story on the air here before, and I'll say it again. That fucking asshole. He was supposed to come on the show and canceled on us a bunch of times, and then we get him rebooked, and we had to cancel the one time, because we had to work. And he lost it on us and called us all these unprofessional things and blah blah blah. And I'm like, dude, I've done fucking about 70 interviews with people with way bigger names than you. Like, I was doing it as a favor to the guy that booked it. I didn't even want your fucking ass on the show.
Right.
Like, Not a big fan of him. I know
You
some
could have
people
got Taz instead of Glacier.
Fuck
man.
yeah, we could have got
Yeah,
Taz.
I get Taz.
Taz, we should have brought him in to just choke out Ray Lloyd.
Right,
You
right.
know? But I know
Yeah.
some people love Ray Lloyd, so if you love him, that's your own business. My experience with him was he was
I'll tell you
nasty.
what, one guy that I got to meet and I hang out with, because we have around here, we have a promotion in Altoona, Pennsylvania. It used to be called KCW.
Okay.
And it's now Imagine Wrestling.
Okay.
But they brought in New Jack.
Oh yeah.
Dude, New Jack was fun to hang out with.
I
mean,
can
he
only
was just
imagine.
amazing to hang out with.
That's
Super
cool.
nice guy. You know, he'd sit down and talk to you. And it was funny because he kind of reminded me of Virgil after he got drunk. Because before he got drunk, he'd sign anything, he'd take pictures with you. But
Mhm.
man, once he got about half a bottle of pills and some alcohol in him, it was like, hey man, $20 for that autograph I gave you. You
Right.
know, after he's already done it, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
No, he was an awesome guy.
Is it true that there's Jerome and then there's New Jack? That's what people always say. There's
Oh,
Jerome
yeah.
and then there's New Jack.
Yeah. Now, New Jack, it was funny because I know the owner for KCW and Imagine
Okay.
is some of the things that he wanted to do. It was funny. We were sitting there and he had a 6-pack of beer and he was looking for a bottle opener. And he's like, "Yeah, dude, anybody got a bottle opener for beer?" And we're like, "No, man, we don't got anything like that." And he literally puts the bottle in his mouth, breaks the whole top of the bottle off,
Fuck, that's an
spits
old
it out,
Marine
and then
trick, dude.
starts drinking it. Busted bottle and everything.
Dude.
But yeah, he was an awesome, super nice guy. Rest in peace, you know. But
when New Jack
was a really
starts to
nice
drink,
guy.
it's time to leave. Rewind.
Yeah, it's time to leave, man. That's one dude. You know, I'm not afraid of many people in this world. I've been through some really awful and scary situations. It takes a lot to scare the shit out of me, and most people don't. New Jack would be one that I think might scare me a little bit.
Rest in
And
peace, New Jack.
yeah, I'm not
One
fucking
guy
with
that's-
New Jack. You know,
One other guy that scared the hell out of me was Mark Henry.
he's an intense dude, man.
We met him in Pittsburgh and just asked for his picture. Just all we did was ask him for a picture. We were like, "Hey, Mark, can we get a picture with you? Hurry up, come here." And he put his arm around you, and his arm fit like 3 of you.
Yeah,
He
And
seems like a grumpy
he goes,
bastard.
Are you done? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good night. Gone.
he to me when I listen to his interviews. So I listened to the Undertaker's new podcast, 6 Feet Under or whatever, and he had Mark
Mhm.
on recently. Every interview, I love Busted Open, and I have nothing but respect for Busted Open and what they're doing. LaGreca's a little much for me sometimes, but you know, he's a super fan, and hey, it's cool. I mean, the guy's built something great. I think Bully Ray's hilarious. Mark Henry, though, is the most obnoxious fucking guy in the world to me. Like, I just have to say it. This guy overvalues himself like he is the Hulk Hogan of professional of wrestling. Like he's Ric Flair. He thinks
He
he's
did an
God.
interview here. Yeah, he did an interview here a couple months ago, and it's funny. He's like, "I don't want to toot my own horn," but then goes on like goes on just like this, and I did this, and I'm the first guy to do this, but I don't want to toot my own horn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You know?
He was on. He was telling. He's like, I challenge anybody. I've been to the White House. I've been to Buckingham Palace, and I've been to what's the Russian one, the Kremlin or something like that, or yeah. And I've been to Russia and this place, and he's like, you tell me who's done this. And I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up, dude. You know.
My
and then
favorite was when he was like, I gotta bring on the delegation.
have you ever heard this? He said there's a secret society of African American wrestlers, the delegation, and he was going to take out Leo Rush.
Leo Rush.
The delegation wanted to put a hit on him.
Yeah.
It's fucking pro wrestling, man.
Right, like you're taking this way too serious, man.
Oh,
You're
man.
you're the guy in the gym that says it's still real to
Yeah,
him. You
it's
know,
fucking pro wrestling, and you're making millions of dollars doing it. This isn't fucking rocket science. This isn't the
Right.
war. He was on Chris Van Vliet. I love Chris Van Vliet. The guy's a great interviewer. You know, probably the most popular podcast in wrestling right now, surprisingly enough, and not surprisingly, let me take that back. Not surprisingly enough, the guy is talented.
He's beaten
great.
Conrad even. I mean,
He's beaten everybody. The guy's like number one
Yeah.
week in and week out through most of the week. And he had Mark Henry on the show recently. And I loved listening to Chris Van Vliet. And I could literally only stand 10 minutes of this episode because I get so tired of hearing Mark Henry put himself over. and he's talking about
Dude,
how
one
he's
of the
discovered.
storylines where you having an old lady crap a hand out,
Yeah.
like you were not
Like,
a goat in
yeah.
Right.
He was like talking. He's like, I discovered Jade Cargill. I discovered Bianca Belair. I discovered this person and this person and this person. And I'm like,
well, when you were flipping through the damn channels on
seriously,
your TV, you know,
oh, go piss off, man. Bully Ray is super underrated on the mic. He's great on the mic. Rewind. I would agree.
Yeah.
Mark Henry's son, the Hand, needs to make a return.
Dude, he needs to fight.
It's better than Taz. Yeah,
he needs to go against Hook. I'm going to call that out there.
I wouldn't mess with Kurt Angle either, Jeremy. That's for sure. I would not mess with him either. Imagine if Kurt Angle was healthy in his prime to make a UFC run, what the damage that he would do to people.
It's Pittsburgh Steel in the flesh, baby.
Yeah, he's taking some folks out with him. Anyone in favor of bringing Halloween Havoc to the main roster? I'm all for it.
Dude,
I love Halloween Havoc. I don't like it being an NXT pay-per-view. Bring it to main roster for me.
Yeah.
The Hand is Hook versus Hook.
Yes, Rand, we got to make that happen.
Oh, man.
Hand versus Hook.
Oh, I love it, guys.
Great again.
I love it, guys. Well, hey, guys, we're going to sign off in just a minute here. Jude, thanks again for joining us, buddy. All right?
No problem, guys. No problem, guys. I actually look forward to this every Tuesday, man.
Oh, man, we appreciate it. Always appreciate you coming out. So I'm going to close the backstage. So if it deletes anybody in the backstage here in a second, it's not me kicking you off. It's just the way that it goes when I close the backstage area down. But, Jude, great having you on, man. And next week, pop on again with us, okay?
Yep. We'll see you next week, guys.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
Take care, Jude.
Yep.
All right, everybody. So that's going to close it out for us tonight. We had an absolute blast, as always. We went way into overtime tonight, which I absolutely loved, man. We had some great conversation here. We had Jude come on with us. We had freaking Rewind.
The legendary reveal, man.
Let's give him another round of applause, everybody.
We'll give Taz another round of applause. No, Taz, everybody. Taz.
What a night tonight was. You know, what a night it was with you wonderful guys tonight. So
this was great.
Man, great time as always. Jeremy, Rand, Rewind, Jude, Jason, everybody that's come out, that's popped on tonight. We really I don't want it to end either, Jeremy. We got to go tape JBL versus Eddie, and I have to be up for work at 6:00 in the morning tomorrow. So I love it. Thanks, Rewind. Appreciate it as well. And yeah, me and Chris should be back on Thursday. And so have no fear. We'll be back, I believe, on Thursday. And Richie and I are going to do a special show this week for our other show that's not wrestling related called Random Conversations, where we talk about life. We talk about everything that's going on in the world, social issues, doesn't matter. We have a good time talking about everything. It's on Facebook and it's on YouTube. And every Sunday night at 10 p.m. after our radio show, it airs there as well. So we're trying to grow that platform. And there's so many news topics that, things that are going on in the world. And we're not one side of anything. It's just everybody come out and just join us and talk about it because there's some crazy stuff going on in the world. So we do that show. Did I miss anything, Richie?
No, man, I just want to thank everybody for coming out each and every week, supporting us. It's been great to have you guys come on the live with us and getting to know you guys. Having the legendary reveal of Rewind tonight, Jude coming on, just great stuff, man. Jeremy, as always, everybody, Rand, Daniel, all you guys. Just keep coming back each and every week. We're going to keep this group growing and having fun, man. And I appreciate all you and enjoy you all. And just thank you. It's the highlight of my week for sure.
Yeah, we always do it. It's on YouTube, Rewind. We're just getting it started. So the easiest way to find it is if you look up, just type in World War III Random Conversations. It'll pop up. We're still in the process of growing it. Doesn't have a big following or anything now. It's just something we're growing.
It's also on Spotify too.
It's on all the major podcast outlets. I know there's multiple Random Conversation shows, but it's the name we want and the name we kept on there. But just look up World War III Random Conversations. You'll find it on YouTube, Rewind. There's about 10 shows on there too. So if you have problems finding it, just email the show and we'll be happy to email it for you. RetroWrestlingRevival@gmail.com is our email. Yeah. So if you guys ever have any questions on anything or ideas, you can email over there as well. Where are the muffins, Devon? Peace. Yes, absolutely. Peace, everybody. Have a great night. Once again, we will be back again next week for sure on our Tuesday night stream. You guys are awesome. We can't thank you enough. And what a great time it is, as always, everybody. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys again soon right here on the Retro Wrestling Revival.